Okay guys, looks like it's shop day today, so we're gonna do another quick video. I don't know if it's gonna be quick. Last video I did, we actually cut the, we routed out the channel for the carbon fiber rod. Then we're gonna get ready to, well, I don't have to glue it in yet, but I'm gonna cut the mortise. Tenon? I'm gonna cut the tenon. But that's on that side. The jig actually has a tenon on one side and the mortise on the other side. So the mortise goes into the body. Now, all this video is gonna be, this is a boring video. All we're gonna do is we're gonna square this, all right? So let's talk story about this surface right here. I get this flat as possible. And this should be 90 degrees to center line as well too. And I'm gonna show you how we are gonna measure that. So let's talk story over here for a little bit. Okay, get me in between my blue tape marks here. See, that's how I know where I'm showing you guys stuff. Okay, here we go. So we have a center line here. I'll just mark it off for you guys. And I kind of already did this, the pre-work to this. Here's the center line. It's good that it's hard to see. All right, center line, center line. Okay. That's the center line right there. What I really want is to make sure this surface, because it's going to be this is going to be a flat surface right here. Now, caveat, flat and square in this dimension to this center line right here. We don't want this surface to be off center like this, okay? Because that's going to mess up the angle of the neck. We want this flat and straight, just like that. So you can see where it's already flat and straight. Now there's different ways to do this. I used to do this on a flat granite plate, and then I would grab a, what do you call it? A triangle square like this, kind of match it up. And the main thing I would do is to try to get this square in that dimension right there, okay? Oops, sorry, right here. And try to sand it on a granite plate. But as it stands right now, this is actually pretty square as much as I'd want it to be right there. Oops, right there. That actually looks pretty good. It's a little off, you can tell. Let me check both sides. Actually, no, not really. It's not that off. My little engineer square here. Looks a little off that way, but it's not. I think you guys can see that. I'm gonna go this one as well too. That looks like, so once this is square like this, what I want to make sure is this entire area is flat up to 2 inches wide. And the reason I say 2 inches wide, because at the 14th fret of the fretboard, which is going to be right here, that's the 14th fret. You guys can't see it, but it's on the 2 inch, just under the 2 inch mark. Well, it's a 1 inch mark from center. You guys want to see it? We'll do this. Right there. That's what 2 inches looks like. They're better for you. 2 inches. All right. So what I want is to make sure this is flat across 2 inches from center. So I got to make sure my surface comes out to here. That's a lot of flatness to do. Now, it doesn't have to come all the way out because I can taper the neck from underneath there. That being said, we got some work to do here, okay? There's a lot of curvature in here. Well, not a whole lot. You can see where I'm going. This, oops, let's do this. This sanded section right here, this is all sanded. Needs to come out to here. Not worried about the bottom. Okay, this is the top. Top definitely needs to come there. Now, how I do that, there's, again, different ways to do it. What I found, honestly, the easiest way, get a sanding block and just go in a circular direction. And that's kind of what we're going to do right here. I'm going to try to do it so I can do it on the video here. Now let's come off the edge. Make sure we don't tank my iPad over here. And this is all we're doing. It's right there. And we're just going to go circular. To keep everything flat. So it is now 5 minutes. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to get this as close as I possibly can. We'll come back and talk story. So you can fast forward to this section. I'm using 80 grit. I'm sorry. Is this 80 grit? This is 80 grit. Using 80 grit right now, and then I'm going to switch over to 220 right after that. All right, so hopefully you guys saw what I was doing. It was a circular motion. I went 80, I went to 220, and you know, there's still a little bit more that I gotta bring out over here. Went back to 80 to 220, and you can see what's happening. What's gonna happen is, hopefully you guys can see this. As the neck tapers down this way, this section right here is not gonna be an edge. All of this is gonna get rounded off. So it doesn't look like there's a flat section right here. The really only flat section is gonna be right here at the top. Everything else, as the neck tapers in, this all gets rounded off. And yeah, sure, there's a flat section under here, but there is not gonna be a joint now. Some of you are thinking right now, well, how thick are his sides and when am I gonna sand through right over here? So the sides, if you guys remember, I think are about 90 thousandths of an inch. That's actually fairly thick. So there's a fair amount of room over here. Again, remember, right underneath here is the neck block, and the neck block actually goes out 2 inches right out to over here. So yeah, is this a concern, this edge right here? Of course it is. So I gotta make sure that this is as flat as can be right when I get it inside the jig. And we've been doing this for a long time, so we should be okay on this one now. If I ever get to the point where I'm veneering sides, yeah, I might have to change that up. But you see how I'm checking to make sure it's always maintaining its 90-degree this way, flat, which it is. The other dimension I check, and you guys can see it. When I first pulled it out, and you do this check right here, it is not flat. Okay, I don't care how good my jig is or anything. When you glue it, this is not flat. But now it is. Doing that circular motion right here, it is flat. There's a small little taper here. Now remember, what else is gonna happen is we're still gonna bind this instrument. So we still gotta go back and make sure everything is flat. But what I'm concerned about right now is this section, to make sure when we cut the mortise, the neck angle, well, I say neck angle, and you'll see it when we get to the jig. This right here is gonna set the neck angle of the mortise of the neck. Sorry, the tenon of the neck. And you'll see that probably 2 videos from now. I'm gonna continue to work on this, clean this up, so you guys get the gist on this, all right? Questions, comments, pop them below. Again, doesn't take much. Make sure your sanding block is flat, small circular motions, and make sure that way you're not going like this. If you go back and forth, you're gonna end up rounding the top and the bottom or rounding the sides. Keep it flat, go circular. And you saw what I did. I actually switched it around. Now, honestly, I don't do it in this direction right here. I try to keep it flat this way, put it on something, and get a little better angle. I did it for you guys, just so you can see on the video, and it still came out pretty okay. All right, questions, comments, subscribe, do all of the above, none of the above, whatever you want to do. We'll see you next time.